Welcome to AlphaCars and Motorcycles. Today, I'm very excited to share with you this 2016 Mercedes E400 4MATIC Coupe. This is one of the most impressive examples you'll find on the market right now. This car has over $14,000 in factory options, including the P3 package and Sport package. And to top it all off, this car only has 13,900 miles on it. I know when doing the market research, I was having trouble finding any E400 Coupe that compared to this one in the country, as like I said, this one has a ton of those desirable factory options, and then coupled with the low mileage and transparent ownership history, this car is really impressive. And we're gonna really learn why in this video. We're gonna go over its overall condition, take a look at some of the standout features of all of these nice packages, and talk about the transparent ownership history this car comes with as well. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to AlphaCars. We share daily motoring content on exciting things like this E400, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. But now, let's take a closer look at this Mercedes. First, let's learn about its ownership history. So this car does have a clean Carfax, and it is a two-owner vehicle. The first owner purchased this vehicle when it was new, of course, in 2016, and they put only 6,500 miles on it in their 5-year ownership. And during their ownership as well, as noted on the Carfax, the vehicle did have its proper first service done by the Mercedes dealer, and usually that happens at around 8,000 to 10,000 miles. Well, on this car, because it was driven so little, it was at only 900 miles, I believe 950 miles when the first service was performed, and it was on time exactly a year after they bought the car. That's just how little the vehicle, was driven in that ownership period. The second owner purchased it in 2021, and then they put 7,300 miles on it during their about 3-year ownership. So very simple and transparent ownership history there. So with that ownership history, and of course how the vehicle presents, we know it was always just really cared for and in its best hands. Now let's talk about value and the improvements we've made to the E400 before we brought it to the market. So this had an original MSRP of over $72,000. It was just around $72,000, and of course that's when it was new in 2016. So even in 2016, that was a really good chunk of money for one of these. So now with what we have it priced at and the fact it only has 13,000 miles, it's really in kind of like an insane value, for the next owner to enjoy a vehicle like this as if pretty much you had just gotten it off the showroom floor. This is really as close as you can get to buying a new one if you really want this body style, this generation, with this engine in it. And of course, we've done our comprehensive inspection on the vehicle. We've gone through everything on it, and it really needs nothing. It's ready to just hit the start button and really have a fun ownership experience. And what we have done is done a multi-stage paint correction, which means it has been polished, so all of the paint has had a multi-stage polishing, and then we've put a ceramic coating on all the exterior surfaces, so the paint, the chrome, the glass, the glass roof, the wheels, headlights, taillights. That's why this car is literally shining like a mirror. And of course, with that multi-stage polishing, that took care of and removed any maybe light, scuffs or wear from washing the vehicle over the years. We really just wanted to get this car in literally, I don't want to use the term often, but showroom-like condition, and then have the next owner just be wowed. And another perk of this car is, check it out, the front bumper has not been drilled. A lot of times the front bumper gets drilled for the front plate, and many who live in a state where they don't need the front plate, they don't want to drill the bumper. If you buy a vehicle with the front bumper drilled and then you live in a state where you don't need that front plate, then if you want to remove the bracket and really enjoy the full look of the vehicle, then you're going to have holes there. So with this vehicle, obviously that has not been done, and there's many options to mount a front plate and not drill the bumper. I just wanted to mention that as being a car enthusiast. That's something I always think of, and that's just a big perk with this car. We usually have our for sale plate on the front, but this one doesn't have that. Of course, because the front bumper, does not have that plate bracket just at this time. And as far as value, I wanted to touch on one more thing. With what we have this vehicle priced at, it really is a lot of car for the money. What the price of this can kind of buy you now in today's market, you'll get a lower trim or maybe a mid-trim, Toyota Camry. And of course, you may be saying, well, maybe I want a new Toyota Camry instead of this Mercedes because it has a factory warranty. Of course, this Mercedes is out of factory warranty, but this is really one of the most reliable and robust platforms Mercedes has really ever made. This bi-turbo V6 with this E-Class platform is really tried and true, and as long as you do the maintenance, they are very, very reliable. And don't just take that from me, definitely do your own research on it, but you'll find the Mercedes enthusiasts love this platform, and Mercedes really knocked it out of the park as far as serviceability and reliability with this platform. And if you really want peace of mind, we also offer manufacturer endorsed extended service coverage plans. So if that was really, the last thing you needed in the picture to purchase this, if this checked all the boxes, but you're like, hey, I want some extended coverage on it just to have that peace of mind, then we do offer those plans. So you can really have the best of both worlds of having this vehicle that once was, $70,000, and it feels that expensive when you're inside, and the power this produces and the luxury, it offers. Of course, the looks as well, and have that, extended service coverage. So I definitely, wanted to mention that because not many may realize that we do offer those plans here. So now let's take just a closer look at the exterior. Let me show you the glass. We can see a factory Mercedes windshield, even factory Mercedes wipers. We can see the little symbols on there, and really just presents awesome, as you would expect for a vehicle with this sort of mileage on it. The roof's in great shape, all the glass. There are a couple notes of wear I will point out to you on the exterior. Of course, we're full transparency here, but just admiring all the angles here. Let me go down close to the driver's side so we can see any irregularities in the metal or any dings, and really there's nothing that presents itself on this driver's side. It's really a mirror. The paint is so immaculate on this vehicle. It's really, really impressive. And of course, it being black, of course, it's really gonna show any dirtiness or imperfection very, very clearly. Now checking out the hood, it's really almost just like looking at an exact reflection of the building. I do want to note it is very hard to see, but there is just a couple little marks in the clear coat, kind of in this area. It's something that honestly, it's going to be really hard to point that out on video, but in person, if the lighting is just right, like I said, you can see just a little bit of minor, couple little scuff marks there in the clear coat. I just want to point that out. And now as we go down the passenger side, everything is looking awesome. But I do want to point out there's one little sort of light wear mark there, kind of little ding. And there's another one, we can actually just see it right there. You can see the light reflects a little bit differently. These are things that are very minor. Like I said, unless the vehicle is perfectly clean or you have, just the right angle, it's really hard to notice. And these little, couple little imperfections here, a PDR technician, paintless dent repair technician could, definitely improve those to where they're not noticeable as well if you wanted to do so. Now let's take a look at the wheels, all which present really nicely. Nice split 5-spoke AMG wheels. And the tires are at 90% material, the brakes are at 90% material remaining front and rear, and the tires are at 80% material remaining front and rear. So just continues the trend with the vehicle just being very fresh, only having the 13,000 miles. You can see the rotors are very clean, and even the rotor hats, which is that front portion there, all very clean. The caliper is perfectly clean. There's no corrosion there or anything. It's really just, no matter where you look on this E400, It's so impressive. Now checking out the driver's side. Very nice. And driver's side front. You have the nice drilled rotors in the front. Once again, very clean. There's no weird, hot spotting or deposits on the rotor there. It's all just a uniform surface, as you want to see. And rounding out here at the front bumper, all the grills and everything are in really great shape. The headlight lenses are perfectly clear. Even this lower lip down here, this nice chrome lip, all presents really nice. There's no scuff marks on the side or anything like that. Like I said, whoever had this vehicle, it was clearly, not their only vehicle. There's probably an extra vehicle to take out maybe on the weekend, and it really presents that way as being an occasional use vehicle that they just really cared for. Now let's start going through the interior. If I open the trunk here, let me get a better angle with the camera. Very spacious trunk on these, and the seats do fold down 60/40. So we have the levers there to do that. And then checking out the mats, we have the rear mats here. And then underneath, we have the front mats. It literally looks like these could have just been taken out of a package. They're in really, really nice condition. And now the trunk, nice storage cubby over here. We have the original first aid kit right there. And then if I open up the trunk floor, let's check this out. If I get a good camera angle for you. Keep in mind these levers or these handles usually have a little hook on them. So you can pull up your trunk floor and then hook it right there to that trunk gasket. And now you can get access under your trunk floor without it constantly falling down. And we can see the factory spares here and the factory toolkit. All looks really nice. Even this kind of sticker is still here, and it really all presents very nicely. So now let me just put the factory mats back in the vehicle very carefully here. And I will note, because you can fold down those seats 60/40, even though this is a coupe, of course, it has a lot of space and practicality it offers, since you can pass maybe your skis or snowboards through, or even if you need to do a hardware store run, you got to put something kind of long in the vehicle. The space is there with those folding seats. And now let's take a look in the vehicle interior. Let's open up the passenger side first and just take a very thorough look at everything. We can see these nice sport seats. They are the multi-contour front seats. They have some very nice adjustments there. And of course the driver's seat has that panel as well. And they do use compressed air. So you can hear some air bleeding there when I lower that. It's actually a really cool system how there's kind of these airbags in the seats, or air bladders they might call them, that then you can pump up and let air out of. So very comfortable seats, and of course, like I just said, highly adjustable. And we can see the seats are in really, really good condition. Just some maybe light wear right here on that outer bolster, and same thing on the driver's seat. We'll take a closer look when we get over there after we look at the passenger side, but just wanted to point out from this angle, you can see that bolster. It's not worn or crushed or anything. There's just, of course, just that classic, just bit of light wear on the leather, as you would expect. Nothing out of the ordinary. Let's take a look at the back seat. So all we do is push that back of the seat forward, and it automatically lowers the headrest and puts the seat forward for us. And there's a lot of room to get in the back of this car. I can easily step in. I'm about 6 feet tall, and believe it or not, I can actually sit in the back of this car comfortably with plenty of legroom. So it's really a two-door coupe that you can actually use the back seat for more than maybe your kids or something. And once again, just going over the condition of everything, I don't even know if anyone's ever sat back here. It really kind of looks unused. It all presents really nice. Of course, there are window switches back here, because a party piece of this car is that all the side windows go down with no pillar remaining, so I will show you that shortly. There are some nice cup holders back here as well, and a little storage cubby, maybe for your occupant's phone or whatever. And then there is a charger back here. And of course we have the vents back here as well. and everything is just in really immaculate condition. It all presents really nicely. And with that P3 package, this car does have the rear window shade as well. So I can show you that first. All you do is put that seat back to where it was, and then it automatically slides back. So now all we have to do is just turn on the ignition, and then all we do is hit this button right here, and our shade comes up very smoothly, very quietly. And then we can also put it back down. That does a great job keeping heat out of the car, and of course just keeping the beating sun off maybe the passengers or the glare off the rear view mirror. Now I can show you the sunroof as well. Very nice glass roof on this car. Right now the sunshade is deployed, but I can put that back for us there. And of course I want to show you the full operation, just showing you nothing's bunched up, nothing's making weird noises. It all works as designed. We can crack the roof there if we just want a little bit of airflow. We can also put the full panel back here. And then putting that full panel back, as well as putting down all the side windows, it's really an awesome, fun place to be, especially on a nice summer day. So now we'll put our sunroof back down. Of course, just showing you it all works properly with no abnormal noises. And then you can manually adjust where you want the sunshade. Maybe you just want it over that back panel, but if you click the button forward far enough, it will go all the way automatically, kind of like an automatic window switch. Opening up the glove box, we can see that soft open works excellent. And then plenty of room in there, and we have our Mercedes pouch here with all of the factory booklets in it. Sorry, let me get a good camera angle for here. We've got the owner's manual, and there's even a lot of the original like service booklets, maintenance booklet. So we have actually a full picture on our website listing of all of those booklets laid out. We have a very nice little pocket here. Actually, I really like when the manufacturers put that little net there, because it's nice to just stick a water bottle in there, or even your phone or whatever. So I really like those little storage nets. I didn't realize how much I would use it until I owned a vehicle with one of those. And now, kind of rounding out the passenger side, checking out the door jambs, really perfect condition. The kick panel, door jambs are so clean. Of course, this vehicle had limited use, but we can tell it was stored properly. There wasn't like caked up dirt or anything anywhere. And then let me get the camera to focus on that Mercedes-Benz panel there. All looks very nice. And rounding out at the door, we've got the wood grain trim on the door. All the buttons work properly. I can show you the seat kind of moving around here as you would normally adjust it. And even I love how the headrests, you can put that up and down electronically as well. And we can see no like weird wear marks or anything on the door. This chrome panel is in great shape. Door gasket, edges of the doors. There's really no corrosion or anything to be found on all these door edges. They're perfectly clean. And now let's get in the driver's side here. We can escape some of this outside noise of the cars going by and the landscaping. First, we'll take a look at the driver's door panel. It presents the same. Really, really nice. Showing you all the door edges. We have very nice plush armrest. All the buttons work as designed. I can move the seat exactly how I need it here. And all these vehicles with the electronically adjustable seats, just always make sure everything works properly with the seats. And of course, there's even the 3 different memory seat options on both for the driver and passenger. So now that we're in the driver's seat, let me put a foot on the brake and just start it up. Of course, the key's in my pocket, so we've got that keyless go system. And if I go to our odometer, 13,944 miles at the time of this video being filmed. So checking out the dash condition, all the buttons, everything works great. The heated and ventilated seats work awesome. And this button's pretty cool. We can see the symbol on it. It's a little kind of seat buckle with a forward arrow. If you press that, it brings this arm out so you can buckle up easier, because of course this is a coupe, but it's still a pretty long vehicle, so the doors are very long. So the seatbelt, where the seatbelt is actually kind of behind the seat. So they do this so you can grab your seatbelt very easily and you don't have to bend back or reach back. So really cool there. And of course that button's there so you can bring it out manually if you're maybe sitting for a little while without having your seatbelt on, stationary. So I like that little feature there. The seat, all the seat functions work awesome. Our automatic climate control, it is dual zone. We can see I just took independent control, and then we can put it back to being synced there. And we have our little cubby here that we can open, and we have a charger just in there. We can see that all works properly and very smoothly. We have our controls. This is for the driving mode. We have sport, manual, and eco. And then the little controller here, we can go through our menus. All of these work great. I love the 360 camera on this car. We can see the overhead view. It works awesome, especially when you put it in reverse and it automatically kind of comes on the screen there, and we can change to just different views. So this is kind of that 360 view broken down. So super cool there, how you can kind of just look around the vehicle. All the different cameras and sensors work great as designed. And then I can even go to our radio, or I go to media. We have the navigation as well. We can see right in Boxborough where our dealer is. That works as designed. So really a lot of nice features this Mercedes has, especially with that P3 package. That's all broken down on our website. I'm not gonna break that all down in this video because it is a lot, but this car is just so well kitted out with all these features. It's really just a really nice place to be. And of course, a luxurious and convenient place to be as well. These seats are insanely comfortable. I can show you once again our multi-contour seats. All these work great if we want to, pump up some of these things. This is kind of a support under your leg here. I just felt the additional support when I pump it up, and then, or we can bleed off the air and put it back down. Just all this works as designed, and it works really, really great. And then in the center console here, this works as designed. I just want to show you all this works very smoothly. And we have some media inputs in there, and then just some nice storage. And then this little pad here, kind of for your hand to use this control. This opens, and then I believe what this is to store coins in. So maybe for tolls, to grab coins out of there. Maybe you could be creative and use it for something else. But like on the convertible models, I believe the controls for the top are hidden in here. So for the coupe, for the hardtop model, which we're in now, it's just like a little storage, coin storage sort of thing there is what it looks like to me. And now, as I said I would, let's roll down all of these windows and really enjoy the wide open space this car offers. So check this out. And now we can do my side as well. And now actually, I'm gonna get out of the vehicle. And look, we've got all this space now. You can see there's no central pillar. I think it looks really cool with all the windows down. And if we look here, I can open the door and then shut it. And our seatbelt holder goes in and out there. So it thinks we just got in, so it puts that out so it's easier to grab. So that's really cool to see there. And now, of course, we can put the windows all up like normal. So I just need to hold the button far enough, and everything comes up there. Everything works as designed. And now it's so quiet in here. There's some landscaping equipment running outside as we're getting ready for an event we're putting on in a couple of days, sort of a Cars and Coffee style open house. And you don't hear anything once you shut all the windows and close all the doors in this car. It's really how nice it kind of locks you away from the outside environment. I know a lot of car reviewers in the past with a lot of the Mercedes S-Class vehicles always made the joke that their phones didn't have a great reception when they had the vehicle, all closed up because of how thick the glass was and all the panels and the insulation that Mercedes uses. So it almost, could feel like that in this E400. It's really You have to experience it in real life. You get in a noisy environment and you just shut the door and you're immediately in this, nice, quiet environment. We can see our seatbelt holder just went away because we've been sitting here a minute, and I can just pop that back out when I'm ready to go using that button. So that's all very cool. And of course, just mentioning, like I said, I don't want to use showroom condition all that often, that term, but this vehicle is as close as showroom condition as it gets. You can see the steering wheel, there's no abnormal wear or anything on any of the buttons. We have our headlight control over there, all the buttons here. It really is pretty much like looking at a new car. It's kind of crazy. Now let's pop the hood, and just showing you quickly down here, part of that sport package, we have the aluminum pedals with the rubber grips there, and those make an awesome difference, especially when things are a little slick or your feet are a little wet. Now, opening up the hood, the sun is just coming out on this really nice New England day, so I'm sorry if there's any weird shadows, but I think we're avoiding them for now. Everything just presents really nice, really clean. You can see how clean the coolant is there, flowing around. All the fittings and everything for our ABS pump, the strut top there. Just very, very clean. Idles very quietly and happily. Let me just let you listen for a second. Very nice. We've got our factory stickers there on the core support, and the underside of the hood looks great as well. Sorry for a little bit of glare on the camera, but just wanted to show once again, it's really in such nice condition no matter where you look on this E-Class. And then I can just very carefully push down on the hood and it'll latch there. So very smooth operation. So I think I've gone over pretty much everything on this E400. If you have any additional questions, definitely leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to reply. At the time of this video posting, this vehicle is available, so give us a call 978-263-9000 or send us an email at sales@alphacars.com. If you did miss out on this vehicle, if it was too late when you saw this video, then don't sweat it. We always are finding vehicles just like this to hand pick and then offer in our inventory, so we do always have a lot of premium options, especially these Mercedes coming through our inventory. So just keep an eye on our website there, alphacars.com. So this has been Ian reporting from our Boxborough location. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the latest motoring content.